Alright, hey, my name is Nathan Walters.
And I'm Ben Walters, and we're the two directors on this project.
This is a project I actually wrote one day my junior year of high school. It was a very boring day, finished my work early before everyone else, and I just kind of sat down and wrote this out. That was maybe 5 years ago.
About 5 years ago. And we originally put it in a show called The Dashboard. It was pretty much a gaming show with some machinima in it.
It was going to be a very community-based show. With Lumber Arbiter was one of the hosts, and it's kind of his backstory to the whole show we were doing. So the first half was in Halo 3. It's very outdated, as you can see. We had to scale up the footage. It's not really HD, but we depth of fielded it, so it looks a little better.
Yeah, the depth of field really enhanced the shots, as you can see the before and after. Really, though, it still just doesn't look very crisp, and that was really one of my personal complaints with the machinima. But
yeah, another complaint I would say is starting out. You can tell we took a ton of movies and basically put it into a 13-minute machinima, which, you know, for a full movie it can work. To have the guy just being put down the whole time, it's very good script structure. But for a short film, what we should have done is, rather than having him, he gets fired, the mob wants him dead, and his wife just left him. Rather than doing that, we could have just focused on one of those, probably the wife leaving him, because that's what we did later on, like with the flashback. So
I actually really love that part we just saw with the rain and everything. That was probably my favorite part of the Halo 3 footage.
Right. I would like to note that I did like 5 voices in this. This is like my voice acting debut.
He's trying to be like Digital Fear, where he just does everybody's voice.
Yeah, I try to do the crazier voices, because I'm a little too monotone for normal, but you know.
This mob boss is a voice Nathan has been doing for the last year, just constantly trying to work on that, and that's the result.
Yeah, most of these voices I just do for my free time, keep entertained. The rain effect's kind of outdated too, and if you look really closely it's hard to tell, but the rain around him is in focus and the one not is out of focus. Not to the point where it really hurts it too much, but also we try to do a lot of cool sound effects too.
I really like that shot right there where he walks in.
Thanks, babes.
In the dark. I always like that. This part is really, I thought, pretty high quality with the voice work, and I thought that shot right there is really good. The TV turned out good, although maybe a little long. A lot of flashbacks.
Most machinima makers use audio from the actual game, and we try to use audio from other sources like real life, like streets and stuff, and it just creates an environment. Makes it feel like they're actually, he's on a street, really he's in freaking Halo, but it creates the illusion, and that's really half of it, is just having the audio to make it feel like they're in that place.
Here you get a lot of Halo videos from the past.
Flashbacks, Halo Reporter, some of our
Convicted.
what is that?
Yeah,
Go Army
that's
spoof.
Yeah.
Requiem. Halo Reporter was the original, The Dashboard, which was the show we did MLG Story for.
Yeah, it used to be the Halo Reporter, and then we made this MLG video years and years and years ago, and we put that on the TV just to kind of, I don't know, reference.
Daryl, that's a reference to Grunt Crossing 1?
Yeah, it was 1.
Although I did the voice for that too. It wasn't near as good as whoever did the original.
The original was from Satanic Lord V2.
Yeah, I thought so. Alright, we also did 2 of our earliest effects. One is right there with the garage door opening, and the earlier one was the TV. Which are basically 2 of our earliest effects we kind of figured out, put together.
Back before Halo never existed.
Yeah. Right here, you're going to see, basically there's going to be the elite arguing with the Spartan, and people will think, what is this random racist thing in here? It's not to be racist, it's showing the racial tensions between the elites and the Spartans, because the whole concept of it is MLG, you know, elites aren't. You're not supposed to play as an elite because they're so big, and you know they take more hits, and so they say it's not pro to play it. So Lumber being an elite, you know, he can't play MLG. That's his like downfall, and so it's trying to show that there's this tension and that he has to overcome. Now we're in the Halo Reach. This is the new stuff we filmed. We try to go with a kind of color grading like similar to Snow Globe would do, kind of a nighttime effect and kind of some saturated colors though.
A lot of the shots with the stadium, like you saw the MLG Stadium, really it's just the idea of brick by brick. If we show that and then show this, then you guys are going to think they're outside a stadium. And that goes all the way back to, who's that?
Eisenstein.
Eisenstein.
Was an early filmmaker in like Germany.
The 19 teens or something?
Yeah, Germany or Russia, I forget.
This part, I really liked the voice acting for this whole machinima.
Yeah, we really got lucky with some people.
Really, we just tried to pretty much get whoever we could. We know a lot of good people, but it just all turned out pretty good. Even the random people we got turned out amazing. We pretty much lucked out.
Yeah. I hated the cut back there with the transition. I thought it'd be cool, and it was kind of nice, but
that was pretty decent. Maybe
but I
faster.
feel like the time lapse or the fade made it feel like the time kind of passed when it really didn't.
Oh yeah, you're right. And while she was supposed to slip on the piss, it kind of looked like he just fell and broke his leg, which is not what we were going for. But
yeah, either
either way, I thought it turned out pretty good. And the shot composition right here is pretty amazing.
Right, and we did actually. We wrote this my junior year of high school, but the end part was it was structured but highly tweaked and fleshed out. So the end part's a little more fleshed than the beginning, and a little better written.
Now this part we're really trying to show off. You know, Lumber's been through so much, and you know he wants to be an MLG star. His wife left him and everything, and this is his chance to do something. And if he doesn't do it now, then he never really will. He finally gets his break, and you know everyone's gonna wish they had been a little nicer to Lumber Arbor.
Right.
And here you got some stadium shots.
So it goes back to montage where he's on this level, and then cut to a crowd, and your brain tells you, okay, so they must be in a huge crowded place like the MLG Stadium, whatever. And that's constructivism. Both of our commentators did incredible. That was the one thing I told myself, this will not work well because machinima voice actors just can't do that good commentator voice. Because, I mean, you kind of have to have that radio kind of voice. Both of them did incredible. It was a little more animated than we probably originally planned for, but I honestly loved it that way. I thought it turned out way better than I could have imagined. So.
And these shots, we did a lot of studying of actual like NFL games and soccer games and stuff. We really try to get that perfect feel for the distance of the characters from the camera and everything else.
Yeah, the original idea behind the machinima that I guess led to it was, what if like a sport game where it was kind of a broadcast style of a sport event or MLG. If you look at the final boss logo there, it's not the real logo, it's the Pandemic Films logo, and the carbon is Undead Movies, which were the two groups that combined to become Halo Union Productions. And we love kind of throwing in little references. Like
this whole video probably has at least 20 references to old HU.
Yeah.
Right now we get a reference to, or not quite yet, in a few seconds I guess. Right now Lumber, he comes out here, he looks out, there's cheerleaders. He's just really taking in the event. I mean, all this has really happened so fast that it's just kind of tough for him, I guess. But then he comes over here and he gives the Braveheart speech. We were writing the speech that he was gonna give, and we're like, wouldn't it be hilarious if, he's not this superhero leader kind of guy. He's the kind of guy who's gonna be sitting in front of the TV watching a lot of war movies, or So instead of coming up with a super inspirational speech, he pretty much, quotes maybe one of his favorite movies, in this case Braveheart, and comes up with a speech to lead his troops, I guess. And it works. But that's the kind of guy he is, you know, he's not your super awesome team leader. He's, you know, the bum who watches movies all the time. So we thought that was sort of a funny and yet clever way to sort of do this scene.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many people are gonna catch that reference, but it was a nice touch, I thought. Coming back, Carbon's getting.
We really had a hard time deciding how long each half should be. On one hand, it's a lot of hard work, and it's really a lot of the same. We didn't want it to get boring for viewers, but at the same time, if it just showed like 2 or 3 kills each half, you know, people would be like, whoa, that was quick. Like, we didn't really get to go through the experience. We wanted viewers that felt like they went through this with Lumber, so we tried to find that perfect medium.
And then suddenly here, it's going to cut from the broadcast mode into the more personal, where he has his victory, where all of a sudden you're on the floor with him as he's running through the level, the map, and suddenly, you know, he loses his momentum, and, you know, 1 kill, if he's the one who dies, and it's over for him. He loses everything. But, you know, if he can make it happen, then it's that victory. So we really wanted to make it more personal than a broadcast, what broadcast could do.
Overall, what I'm most proud about this machinima is how original it is. I can't think of any other group out there other than Halo Union who can come up with stuff like MLG Story, Not Another Halo Movie, Filmers Gone Wild, you know, stuff like that. And this is another one of a video that I think has that level of originality, and I'm really proud of that. And that's really probably my favorite part of this machinima. Here the confetti effect really sells it, and then the jump up and fade away came from really quite a few movies, one being The Brink, the old rollerblading movie, where it's just really cheesy, and that's what we're going for. And, it's a lot of help. Halo Savior, 007 really
First and
did a great
foremost,
job.
Lumber Arbiter really
Yes.
stuck around waiting for this thing to be out forever and just helped out whenever we needed it, no matter how long it took.
Yeah, and he's a great voice actor, but he's really underrated as a director, and the stuff he can come up with is really great.
Alright, well, thank you guys for watching this with us. We'll have plenty more coming out soon. Really got a team coming together, and thank you.